Are you a fat typer? Okay. No, he said, I'm a fat typer.
Holmes! Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Yeah, yes, go for a gamble all then,
quiet,
Florian.
please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
You know I'm gonna make a command that actually works for that soon, Florio. So you guys
Am I the
think you
only
guys are
sane one
gonna
here?
I suppose
circumvent
that
it by
Watson is
typing
right,
big
Inspector. A little
I
brain work
instead?
would be preferable
I'm gonna
now.
make it so it
Do
works.
please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An
I'll
ambitious
surprise you
sort.
one day when
He
you
achieved
guys are
much
doing that
success in
about it.
seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi Men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Don't know where I'm gonna put myself. I'll put myself in the corner. No. Press tab to open casebook and check your current progress in the investigation. Task evidence. Okay, investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Select the crime scene at Woodman's Lee. Select the suit to wear using your personal wardrobe and join the Lestrade at Woodman's Lee. Okay. Evidence. Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, born in 1845 and so 50 years old. He achieved great success in whale hunting in Scandinavia. Retired in 1884, eventually moving to Woodman's Lee. Okay.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Oh, what are you talking about? Around. Nope. Wardrobe. I don't know, what's a few different to pick from? Yeah. Take a green suit. Makeup table. They all locked though. Guess they are for cases later on. Okay, so there's the door. Oh, what's this then? Terror, huh? No, no. Did it say Watson? Watson? Let's go to Woodman's Lee then. I'm gonna put on some tea water. I'll be right back. How to use a cricket, huh? Mm-hmm.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Come on. Hmm.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
I mean, if I remember, perhaps I could find a pair of boots I could match them.
Mr. Holmes?
I can't go in there.
It seems that the garden was well maintained. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open. But I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. We lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Birdhouse.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy. but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he? When you first
I know
met him
Vlad
on your
has streamed
return
one
from
of these.
Plymouth.
I can't remember which one.
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about
And
that?
I think Gog has had one of them too. What the heck? No, I didn't hear what she said. How do you know about Plymouth? That was not it.
You have indeed suffered a great loss.
Yes. Life.
He was different, wasn't he? When you first met him upon your return from Plymouth.
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
There's not that one. There's a pilgrimage thing?
You
Yeah.
undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Mr. Holmes?
Yep. Back there. It's a garden, no?
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
In we go.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Yep. Let me get my tea.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. What a terrible way to die.
Sperm whale
The
tooth.
tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. The ship's...
Okay. Boots.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Harpoons for hunting whales.
Check the table.
Someone drank from this glass recently. Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture. This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Okay.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what? This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
I'm gonna check the boots outside, I guess. Okay, so we need to talk to somebody about what that can be, huh? Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map. Okay.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Blood notebook with initial JHN listing with blood.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Mr. Holmes?
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Missing. Okay. Oh wait. Oh. Task, make an ambush. An ambush must be made to save the breaking attempt will be repeated.
Ha! Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us. This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Okay. Let's see.
Shh. Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I doubt it's him. That's his notebook. The kid that we found.
Mr. Holmes?
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Mr. Holmes?
These are the suspect's belongings. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what? A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883.
From R. Dawson. To my friend and partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
There's more. Let's see.
Does this notebook belong to you?
yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
We need to find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Ooh, experiment. I'm to stab somebody.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige. Locked.
Let's see what's down here. Yep, nothing right now. where this archive is set. So, Breaking intends made in order to recover the notebooks that had been lying in a pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. These are nothing towards that. Shouldn't have anything to do with them. I need some more information.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Okay. Hello, Ali. How are you doing? Oh boy. Hey, Ali. Here's your wife.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire. My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Oh, perfect. Here's the archive. 1883. Bankruptcy Act?
That is not the one I need.
Dawson and Nelligan are bankrupt. Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund. Bankrupt. Nelligan missing. Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. Liquidation of company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht, preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditors.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Okay.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Yep, let's go and get the 160. Oh, there was nothing new in there. Let me check the phone. Damn, that bird noise right in my left ear. Jesus.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise, yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Hey, now I want bacon. Damn it. Hello, Dave. How are you doing? Peter's strength requires a much greater strength than that of the average man to be able to pierce a man's chest with a harpoon all the way through to the wall. A degree of skill would most likely be necessary. Two men in cooperation must achieve the same result. There is a remote possibility that an unskilled and untrained man could manage to pin Peter Carey to the wall with a harpoon. Yeah, a bit sluggish today. Otherwise, okay. I would say if you do strength.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Okay, examine the ship's logs. I'm using the... Okay, so I guess we have to go back there then. How can we just do this? Do 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 do.
"1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for July. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Wiggins. Okay.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Look, I'm gonna check something first.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Do it in a specific order.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Scotland Yard. Here we go. It's not going now, right? Nope.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room. At your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking. These are the suspect's belongings.
Take the boots.
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
Let's do this first. Before we interview him, I want to check something. Or we interrogate him, I should say.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
But he's the gardener. We go back here and we're gonna see if we can fix the letter. I'll do these things before we start interrogating him.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent. First condition, all second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the third.
So we don't know which one is gonna be number 2 and 3 though. We are gonna have to like experiment here then. What shall we guess it can be? We have 2 colorless and we have 2 orange. And we have a green one. Let's see what happens when we take a green. Take orange. I guess it's supposed to be another orange.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning.
Okay, that was not it. Probably you were correct, it was gonna be green though, so. Take another blue then. Now it's the orange. Now it has to be a colorless.
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Easy.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery.
I did as you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider.
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Did as you asked and hid them well, but I beg you to reconsider. And I swear and remember our vows. I have done nothing dishonorable for which you, me. Okay. Scotland Yard we go. Nothing new here, right? I wonder if that has to do something to do with that. There's nothing to do with those two.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral.
Welcome back, Diggy.
You are a suspect in a murder case.
Me being slow there.
Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than
How's
that.
7 going for you then?
Well, we shall see. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley.
Anything else? With a crested tit. Plant remains. Yeah, so he is the gardener. This is pretty much as we suspected.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Yep. Then we should find this stone. There's nothing back here, man.
Locked. Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Oh, you liar.
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh, my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam. Let's see what could be hidden here.
the box.
Let us see what is in this box.
Ta-da! Bunch of letters.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Liam, my dear, you've been so good to me all the time that I have known you. Cannot describe these feelings, but I suppose that they are sinful and no good can come from them. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband is the cross that I must bear. It makes my life a living hell, but bruises fade, and you must not worry for me. Well. That was kind of obvious that that was gonna be that.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yep.
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Yeah, but don't think he did it. Don't think he did it.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now.
James Lancaster, Hellsman.
This is interesting. Let us review the other sailors now.
Patrick Kearns, harpooner.
This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
The PC
Wiggins,
died.
could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
Sometime later.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Why isn't the missing tin box really? We already have that. It was confirmed the Hartley loved your case, so that's been. Doubt he did murder them. House belongs to Patrick Cairns. It indicates he's present at the crime scene, but it must still be proven.
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor. Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
The Witch Pub.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling on arm
And
wrestling.
for once, Gloria
You
hasn't
seem
had
like
any
the
luck
likely
today
sort,
either.
and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Ah.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Okay, that's how it goes. Now I figured out how to do it.
You were lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
Okay.
I'm ready to try again.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Yeah, but I beat him though. What's your guys' excuse then?
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger, or sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around, was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she had foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I dunno. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. And those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Ghazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Okay, he can be found. Like men of his kind, I have a smoke indicated by his yellow fingernails.
Here it is. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Exactly. What, don't you believe him, Diggy? Never back.
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
So it seems like it's time. There's like nothing else to do right now.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
It was found on the place. On the murder scene. That's where we found it. I just don't think he did that. But I think Kane is the one who did it. I don't see there's anybody else who can do it. We need to bring this to yeah, but it's there's like nobody else of the people we have right now. The only thing we have this one though to find a use for. I want to talk to.
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
There's something here that we need to. Canadian CPR.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
But we'll see. We're not done with everything yet, so. Turner to Obra Dinn. Don't know if I ever heard of that one.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belonged to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well,
it's
I will
this
see you
one.
soon, young man.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I think Keynes is the guilty one. Can't see it being that kid, not the gardener either. Attention span of a goldfish.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour...
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, that you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that we will.
He got knocked the crap out. Oh shit. Ah! No. Oh, god damn it. That's it. Well, Lestrade.
Are you all right? Are you able to stand?
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr. Holmes. Otherwise, he would have seen what I'm capable of. Oh.
Yes, he was lucky.
But you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
Yes, well, no need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this between us. You know.
Of course, Inspector. The case is closed.
Hello, Rangy. How you doing? Peter Carey was murdered by Patrick Carnes, a professional harpoon, the only one capable of executing such an accurate throw. His tobacco pouch was found inside Carey's cabin. He's a cold-blooded murderer. You have decided to bring him to justice. Accept decision. Warning, you're about to finish the case. The save files for this case will be removed. Press no if you would like to select another more choice. Yes. Justice Seeker. 81% did the same way. Same moral choice. 40% only. What the heck? Did it take the Garner then, or?